Salutations and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Phantasia. This is Edgar. In the previous installment, we went around the world in our fancy new airbirds, collecting a bunch of contract rings. We put 2 new boom booms in Claff's bling bling, and we upgraded our gear by quite a lot. We also visited the snowy town of Uri, and received a seemingly useless Dedis emblem. A soldier also approached us about Chaos being somewhere on this island, and he's this way, but we can't go this way yet. We will not be able to pass that guard until we collect the 3 legendary weapons and combine them into the alleged Eternal Sword. But what say we take a bit of a break from this legendary weapon hunt? In the town of Uri, we were informed of the location of a hidden village of ninja. What say we go check out this ninja village? We were told it was somewhere in the Elven Forest. It's hidden in the second forest, in basically the opposite direction of the Heimdall Stone. Now, a lot has changed in the Elven Forest in the last 150 years. Humans are now allowed into the Elven village, but half-elves are still considered abominations by the elves, and thusly we will be forced to leave Archie here with the guard. If you neglected to train Chester, you may run into some problems here, as quite a few dangerous enemies now lurk within these woods, and you get ambushed more often than not because why not, I say. A word of warning, one of the new enemies is a powerful spellcaster, the Heretic, an upgraded creepy hat-wearing prick, with the strongest fire spell in the game, namely, Explosion. Explosion will hit the entire screen for massive fire damage, as well as making a horrific sound, so you might want to equip flame mantles to cut the damage while you work your way through the woods. Annoyingly, heretics will usually be accompanied by priests, who will behave much like Mint, but to mind-bogglingly annoying levels. On the bright side, your 2 new Claff summons, Asker and Shadow, will both be of excellent use in the random encounters in the forest. It's worth your time to fight the enemies here, because they will award you with an absolute ton of gold and experience. Most of the really dangerous stuff is in the second maze. The most dangerous things you will encounter in the first maze are branches and mandrakes. Mandrakes are not too bad. We fought one in the Colosseum and got our butt kicked, but that was ages ago. Branches on the other hand are annoying as shit, because they have the god-awful shake attack. Just rely on Chester and Claff to deal with them. If you have the Firebrand skill for Kless, I would suggest you rely on it here, because branches will take a lot of damage from it with their massive hitboxes. Shake does too many damn hits. No need to revive Chester, we have arrived at the Elven village, and we're going to need to sleep at the inn anyway. So, the first thing you want to do is head to the weapon shop. You might remember this weapon shop. I made a bit of a fuss about the NPC being a liar. The NPC still says that all he makes is bows. Well, we now have an archer, and thus we are interested in his wares. He doesn't sell bows like you would expect, however. What you need to do is give him Chester's old broken bow. Pay him 20,000 gold and he will spend a day working on it, and will upgrade it into a non-elemental bow that not only does massive damage, it also has impossibly high accuracy. Sadly, it only fires 1 arrow per shot, but it's still far better than the bow Chester currently has equipped. After you sleep at the inn, you can return for this bow. So what say we go do that now? You might remember the innkeeper. The innkeeper happens to be Archie's mother, and despite 150 years having passed, she will recognize us the instant we talk to her. She will hand us an item for free, and will request that we give it to Archie. The item in question is the Star Broom, and is a powerful weapon for our lovely pink-haired spell slinger. Kliss will question the innkeeper about being Archie's mother, but the innkeeper will brush him off rather quickly. After this, she will offer us a room. Take the offer to prepare Chester's bow. If you feel like it, you can talk to the elves in the village, who will tell you that half-elves are abominations, having magical capabilities and human emotions, and don't properly understand the ramifications of their powers. Clis will politely tell one of them to fuck their own asshole, because it's the elves' fault that half-elves can be irresponsible with their magical abilities, because the elves kicked them out of their society, making them outcasts. But enough about fucked up elven politics, let's collect our awesome bow. Naturally, you are going to want to equip the elven bow the instant you collect it, as it's hands down one of the strongest ones in the game. In fact, it's arguably the second strongest. There are only two with the higher attack power, and one of those happens to have the shadow element, so while it has more attack power, its element renders it worthless against certain enemies. As you saw, the elven bow also has retarded good accuracy. Chester can attack accurately with it from just about anywhere on the screen. So then, we have claimed 2 weapons from the elven village. We're not finished, there is one more piece of equipment we want to collect while we are here. First though, I will take a moment to restock my items. I want a plastic Bagu skin brick. Regardless, talk to the blonde NPC in the item store. If you scroll down to the bottom of the wares for sale, you will find a new piece of armor called a dark robe. This armor is absolutely fantastic. The dark robe can only be equipped by Archie, and there are pieces of armor she can wear that have a higher defense stat, but the dark robe is easily her best armor, because while wearing it, she will absorb every single element in the game. As long as you are here, be sure to vendor your cat's eyes for 300,000 gold each. This is where you will pull the largest profit. So, mentally go over your checklist. If you have the dark robe, the star broom, the elven bow, and have sold your cat's eyes, you are finished, and your next destination will be the forest to the north. Hidden somewhere within the trees is the ninja village, and we aim to locate it. A side note, you have to talk to the NPC in RE first, or the village will be completely inaccessible to you. Remember, those nasty heretics are lurking in this forest, and will ambush you more often than not, so prepare accordingly with flame mantles if you are lower in level. Now for directions. Start by heading to the north 3 times. The Heimdall stone is to the east, but we are heading west instead. West once again. And west again. Incredibly, we were not ambushed. So, as I said, heretics are nasty spellcasters who will explode the crap out of us, and priests are healers who will prolong the fight. A word of warning, when you see the word explode at the top, turn your volume down, or your ears will be very sorry. We dodged the bullet there, the dumb fuck ran out of mana. Go explode somebody else, you fuckers. As you can see, I wasn't kidding about massive experience and gold from the fights. If you want to grind levels, this is definitely the place to do it. Proceed west. Now head to the north. North once again. And north a 3rd time. You will come out into a small area with a little girl. This little girl is a ninja, and she will take us to the ninja village, but not before Archie shows up to tag along. Should you ever need to return to the ninja village, and I assure you that you will need to follow the same route through the forest to reach this girl. I will have Tom put the directions to the little girl on the screen. And welcome to Japan, the ninja village. Deserted? Hardly. There are 46 ninja on this screen. 18 are on that rooftop. 5 of them are under that wooden bridge. 8 are in the water. 13 are in the trees and the grass. The last 2 are behind that rock, and are wanting to nunchuck the shit out of us so badly. But they're not allowed. The little girl is taking us to meet her grandfather. Enjoy this humorous scene. At least that one wasn't a death trap. The game will return to the interior of the house, and you can see Cliss is still soaked from his encounter with the trap. Anyway, this is Lanzo. Lanzo is the grandfather of the little girl who brought us here, who happens to be named Suzu. We will learn more about these 2 characters in short order, because both of them are central in this side quest. We are going to have a rather long conversation with Lanzo, but first, he will offer to let us use the hot spring. One of the best scenes in the game incoming. Enjoy. After your party spends some time in the hot springs, we will return to Lanzo and Suzu. Now, as for Suzu herself. Suzu becomes a playable character upon completion of this side quest in later versions of the game, but in the SNES version, she is merely an NPC. In other words, we do not get to fuck about with the tiny ninja in the party. Rather a shame, that. It's the only negative thing about the SNES version of this game. Lanzo will talk to us about the ninja of the village being brainwashed into serving chaos, and will apologize to us for any we have crossed blades with. We are actually yet to fight any ninja, but that's besides the point. Lanzo will also talk to us about Suzu herself, and about how Suzu's parents have gone missing. The objective of this side quest is to locate Suzu's parents. Lanzo will step away from the table, and will return with a fancy-looking blade. This sword is the Muramasa. The Muramasa is a rather powerful sword, having a higher slice and stab than our currently equipped laser blade, and it also happens to be an earth elemental weapon. Because of its earth element, we are going to need to leave the ninja village with another weapon that will make this side quest possible. Other than this side quest, the Muramasa is quite powerful. Once you receive the blade, you will regain control of the party. You're probably itching to see the Muramasa's stats, so here they are. As I said, it's stronger than our laser blade, so you'll want to throw it on right away. Do remember that it's earth elemental, and we will be buying a non-elemental weapon while we are here. Now, there's quite a lot you can do in the ninja village. For those of you who are wanting to level grind yourself like crazy, you will run into nothing but priest and heretic packs in the area surrounding the ninja village, and since you can return to the hot spring for full healing as much as you like, this area is hands down the best place in the game for your level grinding purposes. Suzu will be pacing back and forth in the hallway, but has nothing of note to say. You may notice the man in the room to the left. This bloke is a painter, and you can buy a painting from him, which you can then sell elsewhere for a small profit. Buy one if you feel like it, but just a heads up, the profit you make is not huge for selling it. Head out of the house through the western exit. If you recall, I mentioned that the area surrounding the ninja village is full of nasty groups of enemies. The enemies aren't the only powerful things out there. We are going to take a trip through the trees for a couple of things. First though, let's take a moment to equip everybody with a flame mantle. The flame mantle is going to see its usefulness beaten out in the next dungeon we visit, but for now, we will need to rely on them because explode stings a bit. Don't forget to equip Archie with the broom her mother gave us, as well as that awesome dark robe that absorbs every element in the game. It's really a shame that the dark robe is an Archie exclusive item. Being able to throw it on everybody, or even just the spellcasters, would make quite a few fights absolutely laughable. Surrounding the ninja village are screens that look much like the forest from earlier, but don't worry, you can't accidentally leave the ninja village. We are hunting two things out here in the trees. One of them is a new spell for Archie, and it's where we are going first. The other is a weapon for Mint, and it happens to be the most powerful weapon she can equip, but it's hidden off to the west instead. Taking a wrong turn will place you back in the ninja village, but that's not a huge problem. Leave the village by the east exit. You will be in a large area, just take the eastern exit again. You will find the chest with the new spell on the next screen. The spell in question is Flare Tornado, and I confess that I grin every time I hear Archie announce the spell name. Flare Tornado functions much like Firestorm, and while it does less damage, it is slightly cheaper to cast, so which one you want to use is entirely at your discretion. Now that we have Flare Tornado, let's head west and head straight through the ninja village, leaving from the western exit. Try to count how many ninja we pass on the way. The correct answer is 75. And yes, the chicken was a ninja in disguise. Anyway, head to the west. Take the southwest exit from this screen to find the weapon for Mint. Kapow! Right in the creepy hat. By the way, for those viewers who are unable to tell, there are 134 ninja on this screen. Loot the chest here to receive the blue crystal rod. As I said, the blue crystal rod is Mint's most powerful weapon, so equip Mint with it the instant you pick it up. After this, return to the ninja village. We still need to purchase a weapon for Klus before we leave. Unless you want to level grind, there's nothing left for you in the forest. Loving that voice acting. You can see that Flare Tornado isn't as strong as Firestorm, but is less mana. By the way, there are 68 ninja on this victory screen. Let us return to the ninja village. If you wish to grind, I would suggest you stay close to the village and abuse dark bottles, so that in case something goes wrong, you have fast access to the hot spring. Now, let's head to the east and into the item store, passing 216 ninja as we go. My apologies, it's the ninja store, not the item store. There are 59 ninja in this store. Anyway, talk to the old woman as you enter, she has wares we are interested in. For the moment, all we will be buying is the Naginata. The Naginata is a non-elemental spear, and its non-elemental property will make it viable for where we are going. She has other stuff for sale, but we will deal with that later in the game. For now, just grab the spear. The woman at the back of the ninja store can cook Odin, and Odin is the ultimate food item in the game, but we lack the means to do this. So, it's time for us to leave the ninja village and track down Suzu's parents. Speaking of Suzu, Suzu will appear when you try to leave the village from the south, and will give you 3 options. Selecting option 3 will take you all the way to the guard where we originally left Archie, so select that one. We will return to the ninja village before this installment is complete. And for those of you who are curious, there are 31 ninja currently on the screen. Buggered if I know how Archie got here so quickly, but let's not ponder on that. She will rejoin the party automatically, so head south to exit the forest proper and return to the world map. Lanzo mentioned that Suzu's parents were last seen in Euclid. So, you know what would be easier than trying to find a ninja? Letting a ninja find you. Let's head into Euclid and draw a whole bunch of attention to ourselves. How will we do this? That should be obvious, we are going to challenge the Colosseum once again. The reason I bought the spear is that the Muramasa will be absorbed by one of the enemies, and thus the Colosseum will be rendered practically impossible to beat should you enter with it equipped. Not only that, but the spear's range will be a huge asset in some of the fights. I would recommend Fury Slash for your venture into the Colosseum. It's worthless against the boss, but we aren't going to be able to fight the boss. I'd also recommend Air's Love for obvious reasons. And don't forget to equip the spear, as well as items to make Klus immune to Petrify and Paralyze, because if Klus is affected by either of those status effects, that's that, you lose. To complete this side quest, you must beat all 8 rounds of fighting. I asked you once again, what is beneath your feet? If you said ninja, then you are a very intelligent person. There are 3 ninja on this screen. You have all seen the first 3 enemies already. Completing the 8 rounds and besting the boss will change the enemies that appear, but we got our ass kicked the last time by round 3, as we were only here for the bow. So once again, we get a freebie bugbear. If only every round in the Colosseum was that easy. After you murder the hapless bugbear, we will once again face off with that stupid squid.
Release the Kraken!
Don't worry if it manages to poison Klus, its poison won't hurt him all that much. You can now outrange its attacks with your stab, and Fury Slash will also fuck this thing up, as it has massive range and hits like a freight train. Next up is the mandrake that beat me the last time we came here. It's not going to be so lucky this time. Klus has grown far stronger than he used to be. Only back away if you need to use Air's Love. The mandrake has the ability to drain your hit points, so don't give it a chance to pull that bullshit. Get on it and stay on it. Fury Slash easily outranges its tendrils. The next round will be against a Dark Vine, but it's a pushover, and will die from a single mecha blade. Don't give it the opportunity to fuck up your mana. I didn't even connect with all 4 hits, That's how easy it is. Next will be a Dragon. Dragon, the lizard men we encountered in Chaos's castle before we fought him the first time, so this thing hasn't got a chance. The poor bugger can't even do any damage to us. Kill it however you like. That seemed incredibly unfair. Next will be an Oak Root. You might remember this thing, we fought 2 of them on Demitail's Island back when we had triple-digit hit points. This thing once again can't hope to stop us at this point in the game. And that's all the clemency we will get from the Colosseum. 2 rounds remain, and both are challenging. Next will be an FE Golem. I have no idea what FE stands for, but whatever it is, this golem packs one hell of a punch. Your best bet is to stay out of range of the golem's uppercuts, but you cannot rely on that tactic, as the golem has a dashing straight that does tons of damage to Kless, and also sends him flying to the corner. Luckily, the golem is slow, and cannot pin you to the corner, unless you give up ground repeatedly. Lucky me, he decided not to use it. Only 1 round remaining, and this is the toughest one of the lot, because the enemy is very dangerous. We now have to go one-on-one against a Gorgon, which is an upgraded basilisk. Its gaze causes petrify, and its melee attack causes paralyze, so if you decided to not equip those accessories, you're in trouble. You must stay out of range of his bite. It will very easily stun you with its repeated hits, and if you are stunned in this fight, the fight is over because you will almost certainly be killed. Do not give this thing any ground if you can avoid it. It moves very quickly and can trap you in the corner without much trouble. As you can see, I now rely on luck to win. Mercifully, I took it down to low hit points before getting trapped. So, that's that. We have beaten all 8 rounds of the Colosseum. Under normal circumstances, we would now be given the option to try the boss encounter, and would be healed first should we decide to accept. We will not be given that opportunity, because we have attracted the attention we came for. I told you there were 3 ninja on this screen, and 2 of them have just shown themselves. This pair of ninja are Susu's parents. They will start threatening Kless, saying that Chaos has sent them to kill him. Kless will attempt to reason with them, but they are brainwashed, so it is futile. You will be forced to fight the pair of ninja. Unless you overleveled yourself like crazy, you are unquestionably going to lose this fight. Don't panic, losing that fight is not a game over, and the only things you get if you somehow manage to win are a painting and a bottle of sake. This scene will change slightly if you win, but since we lost, observe as the 3rd ninja reveals herself. Should you manage to win the fight, it will turn out that Kless was fighting a pair of logs, and that the ninja are behind him, ready to end his life. Suzu will show up and beg them to stop, and her parents will stab each other to end their brainwashed existence instead. Suzu will return to the ninja village. The announcer will say that because of the interference of the ninja, Kliss is disqualified from this bout in the Coliseum, which is some absolutely unfair and shitty bullshit. You win this round, Coliseum, but we will be back, and as they say, the third time's the charm. Let us return to the ninja village to wrap up this side quest and receive our reward. I will have Tom cut out most of the travel time. Talk to Suzu to once again arrive in the ninja village. Once again, Archie will show up on her broom to accompany the rest of the party. Oh, and for those of you wondering, there are 94 ninjas sitting in the trees here. When you enter the ninja village, head straight to Lanzo's house, optionally high-fiving the 56th ninja you pass on your trip. You can find Lanzo sitting in a room to the upper right end of this house. You will have to walk through sliding doors to reach him. Kliss and Lanzo will speak of Suzu's parents, and about how it was a rather shitty situation. For your efforts, Lanzo will give you a new double art, the Tiger Claws ability. Tiger Claws is a combination of Lionheart and Blade Storm. It's not bad, but there are better techs out there. It does have a good use against this specific boss, however. Now that we have completed the ninja side quest, I will wrap this video up. This has been Edgar, and as always, thank you for your patronage. There are 17 ninja in this room.